What's going on, guys? So today I'm sharing my latest precious metals haul. If you follow the market, you have known that there was a pretty good dip. I think we're back on the uprise, and I think that it's going to continue to, rise, stabilize a little bit, rise a little more, stabilize, maybe go down a tiny bit, but I don't think we're going to have a major drop. In fact, I think the next year it's just going to steadily climb up. So when the dip happened, it got all the way down for silver to about $18. I think it was a little over 18, 18.20, something like that. And that was extremely tempting. Once it broke the $20 mark, I knew I really wanted to get in on some more silver. In fact, the week that it went down to, I think it was like 18.50, I started selling things because I wanted to raise money to convert it to this stuff, the shiny metal, or not so shiny in some cases. So I sold a bunch of stuff, raised some capital, and then the following week, I jumped on Instagram, looked at a couple of my favorite Instagram sellers, and ended up, starting to buy a bunch of stuff from Steven's Best Loot. So this is a package from Steven's Best Loot on Instagram. I talked about him before. You can see his little logo here. All right, SBL. And let me put that like that so it doesn't roll away. I'll explain what that is in a second. So yeah, see little loot stackers. Use that hashtag all the time too. But yeah, SBL. So Steven's Best Loot is a seller. Again, I did a whole video talking about him before. I really like watching his lives. He has a ton of variety, but I mean, a lot of different dealers do. He just has, a little of everything. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for me, whereas certain sellers, do a lot of bullion, certain sellers do a lot of collectibles, and, I just had great success with him, and his prices are awesome. He goes live Friday nights and Saturday nights. He is in Washington State. All right, so there's a little bit of a time difference there. I want to say it's around 5 p.m. or so he goes live, which is like 8 o'clock, I think, here on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. But and then he goes all the way till midnight. So I watched Friday night, and I got like half this stuff. And then Saturday night, he does those bin deals, which are, it's his kind of way of giving back to the community instead of doing giveaways. He does like ridiculously cheap deals. So I waited for that and added a couple more things to this little order. So the first thing I showed you here is actually his, this is a 5-ounce shot container, right? So he makes these up himself. He does them, I think it's 1 ounce, 3 ounce, 5 ounce, 10, 50, 100 kilo, he does all kinds of different sizes. Some are more popular than others, but this was the 5 ounce. I do like silver shot. I think it's just awesome. My initial goal was to fill this. That's why I have it here. If you watched my really old videos, when I first got into silver back in the day, I had 2 of these filled with shot. There was about, I want to say it was 5 ounces each, but looking at it now, it's probably 10-ounce tubes. But if you don't know, this tube is a 2-liter soda bottle before it's blown up. This is how they look. Okay, so it's a regular 2-liter cap. This one, the seal is already broken. You could buy these online, and the seal is still attached to this cap. So once you actually lock it down, it will seal like a regular bottle. Okay, and this will be connected. So you'll know if it's open, because once you open it, it'll break this other plastic seal. But anyway, I wanted to fill it with this. However, I chose not to, all right, because I do like Steven's little containers here. So he fills the containers. Obviously, it's accurate. He'll put his label on, and he actually seals these. Okay, so if we look at this container close, you can see there is actually a plastic seal. There's some perforated lines here, so if I wanted to break this open, I can easily. But it's almost like its own type of assay. It's its own little certification because it's in his container that's never been broken open. So ultimately, I just decided to keep it in here. All right, silver shot is fantastic if you make jewelry and things like that. Obviously, it is not marked silver because they're such small pieces. Silver shot is a little bit harder to sell in bulk because of that. But again, having this little trusting container, it means something. So as much as I want to put it in the tube and kind of, slosh it back and forth like water because it's just really fun, I'm not going to. I'll save this tube for something else. So yeah, I got the 5-ounce shot container. I ended up getting $5 face of these Franklin half dollars. These are probably one of my favorites. I know a lot of people really like Walking Liberty half dollars. But the Franklins are just awesome to me. It's just such a cool looking historical coin. I absolutely love it. All right, there's the Liberty Bell, Benjamin Franklin. So a $5 face, they're 50-cent pieces, so I got 10 of them here total. And besides just, you know, having it for constitutional silver, I do try to get one of each year. And I think there's like 10 left I need. And this batch happened to have 2 years that I needed. So that's really nice. So that was kind of a bonus for me. Besides that, I got a whole roll of war nickels here. War nickels are 35% silver. All right, they're marked with a large letter above the Monticello. It is the easiest way to tell a war nickel besides looking at the dates. So here is the Monticello. This one has a D on top there. Any large letter like that, then you will know you can have an S or a P. You'll know that it is in fact, a war nickel. Then you can go back and double check the dates, but it would be more than rare to find one that was not the correct date. But anyway, so there's a whole roll of 40 war nickels. Then I also picked up an Asahi rounds. I actually have a 10-ounce bar, and this matches the same design. I really like this a lot. Asahi Refining. I believe it used to be a Japanese company. It's very long, rich history. But now I think these are made in America. I know Asahi bought out Johnson Matthey. All right, I want to say it was like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that. I don't know. It's one of those things, just like, you know, every other market, knives and, you know, guns, all different things. I mean, there's master companies. They're constantly buying and selling, so I can't keep up with who owns what company. But when you see all these different brands in precious metal, it's like every other hobby. You know, one big company owns these brands and so forth, right? But Asahi they just make some beautiful stuff, and I have that kind of really nice 10-ounce bar, and I thought the coin was really a good deal, so I picked up a coin to match it. Then I have a Nadir 1-ounce bar. I don't focus on bars too much. That's why I kind of want to get this. It was just different. This one is packaged in the assay, which, you know, functions as a certification, you know, to basically show that it's legit. It's just really cool. Some people, when they're buying silver and gold and stuff, they like the different pieces that are in assay cards or have an assay with it, which again, it's just a form of certification to show that it is genuine. Nadir is a very trusted brand. These are, I believe, from Turkey. All right, so Turkish silver. Then we have an ITEL bar. There's a 10 troy ounce bar. These are just super fun to just handle. I mean, I don't care about bare handing these. They're just awesome. It's just a chunk of silver. 10 troy ounces from Italy. So we have some Italian silver, some Turkish silver, some American silver, even though it was originally Japanese silver, obviously American constitutional silver, and then just melted silver. And the last thing here, which is the most exciting for me because it is my first ever piece of platinum. That's right, I purchased some platinum. It was always in my plan to eventually get some platinum and eventually get some palladium. I kind of wanted to hit my gold goals first, but I'm just being impatient. Obviously, it's a very small piece of platinum. It's a 1/10 ounce coin. This is actually a Britannia, which I do have in gold, which is absolutely beautiful. I have it in silver as well. I have a 1 ounce silver Britannia. This is a 2022, but this one happens to be in platinum. All right, and it has that security feature on the bottom, even though it's a teeny tiny little guy. You can see 2022, 1/10 ounce, platinum. And platinum is 999.5. All right, that is the percentage for the purity on platinum. Platinum is like 30 times more rare than gold. So you might wonder, well, why is it not more expensive than gold? Because right now it's about half the price, a little more than half the price. Spot price as of the filming this video is probably just under $1,000, something like that. Whereas gold is around $1,700 or $1,800. It's just one of those things. That's all. Gold is used a lot more than platinum, but platinum is above ground, like 30 times more rare. I think there's more platinum in the ground. It's just not mined. I don't know the reasons behind that. These are just little factoids that I've read before. I don't know the validity to it, but I do know platinum is more rare than gold. So, prices. I mean, I got a breakdown here, all right, because I know you guys are curious about prices. So the breakdown here I have is basically what I paid over spot price for the metals themselves. This is just for my own little notes. I always try to keep, you know, track of this kind of stuff. Most of the time I do keep these notes so I can kind of see my cost average, you know, because when you buy precious metals, sometimes you buy them, they're more expensive, sometimes it's cheaper. So you have to get it, I mean, you don't have to, but most stackers get a general idea of what they paid for something so that when they do go to sell it, they just know if they're making money or losing money. For me, it doesn't really matter if I make money or lose money. I know it sounds silly. A lot of people see it as an investment, and it is an investment for a lot of people, but it's just a forced savings account. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like shoving a $20 bill in your sock or something. Not to suggest that's a good idea, but I'm just saying, like, in a real emergency, when you need this money, it doesn't matter if I made money or lost money. The point is, it's a real emergency and I do need it. So the fact that it's there to begin with is amazing, even if I lost money. So that's just how I've always seen it. But you can see the breakdown. So the spot price for silver when I purchased it would be about $100.75 worth of shot, which is $17.25 over spot. The Asahi round was $20.15, which obviously is the spot price for an ounce, which would be $3.85 over. The Britannia is $92.61 because it's a tenth of, you know, the spot, obviously. So it was about $29.39 over. The nickels, there is 0.05 troy ounces of silver in each nickel. Each nickel, wartime nickel, is 35% silver. All right, so a 40 counter full roll is 2 ounces of silver. All right, so that ended up being $9.70 over spot. One of the best deals of the war nickels. Not nearly as popular as most everything else, okay? But, you know, for me, stacking. I love Constitutional. Regular Constitutional, Steven was still selling it at 23 times face. He even apologized to me. He's like, I don't know what the deal is, but, you know, Constitutional is just not going down. And I'm like, you don't have to apologize, you know? He makes very little, you know, profit on stuff like that because the prices are still so high. Anyway, you could read the rest. I don't have to break it all down, but I had a total of $684.50, which was $548 worth of physical metals at spot price. This is not considering any premiums, the massive premium, of course, that is on Constitutional silver, the premium that's on collectible bars and stuff and rounds, as well as actual government coins like that Britannia. So yeah, overall, I ended up buying 22.6 ounces of silver and 0.1 ounce of platinum, or 3.1 grams of platinum and 702.93 grams of silver. So that was my latest acquisition for precious metals. Again, this was not something that I was prepared to purchase financially. The time, you know, frame of things, that's just what happens. That's life, you know. Sometimes when there's great deals out there or great investment opportunities, you're broke. And then when you have money, everything's expensive, you know. But in this particular case, I just sacrificed one thing for something else. I just traded what it was because I saw the value in getting in while there was a dip. And like I said, I foresee, like a lot of people, all precious metals prices going up for the next year, possibly 2 years. But we will see. It's anyone's guess, really. But regardless of what the prices are, stack, right? You gotta put it in order to accumulate it, right? I usually purchase very little bits here and there, and eventually it accumulates and it becomes, you know, a significant amount of savings for a real rainy day. You know, when there's some really tough times, I'll be happy to have something to dip into. This is just my emergency fund. That's all it is. It's part of prepping. To me, it's just a little bit of peace of mind. That's it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys got in on the dip. As of the filming this video, the price is pretty close to when I purchased this, even though it's almost 2 weeks later. But, you know, hey, there's never a bad time to stack. I don't care if silver shot up to 40 bucks an ounce, 50 bucks an ounce. Still think some people should be buying it if you don't have any. That's just how it is. But the big deal for me is platinum. All right, so now I actually have my toes dipped into the pool of platinum. Eventually, I'd love to get some palladium. I don't like buying grams of anything. I know some people really like grams of gold and platinum and things like that. I think the premiums are just a little bit too high in that sense. Of course, you know, you do what you can to stack. I think the smallest increments are those 1/10 ounce rounds. So I'd stick with that. But eventually, I'd love to have a 1/10 ounce of palladium as well, which is not like crazy. It'd be probably like 250 bucks, maybe 300 bucks with a premium. The problem is that it's pretty rare. It's rare to find palladium to begin with. And when you do find palladium, it's usually just like a gram piece, or a lot of times it is like a 1 ounce round of some kind. And then you're paying, you know, 2,500 bucks, $3,000 for it plus, at least with the prices now, which is way out of my budget, you know what I'm saying? But eventually I think it'd be really cool if I found a 1/10 ounce palladium round or coin. That would be my goal, to get into palladium. But for now, just, you know, the major focus has always been silver. Switched over to gold for a while there, didn't buy any silver at all, so that's why I focused on silver. Originally I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll just pick up a little bit more gold. I don't have like a 1/4 ounce, and I really wanted one in the collection. But last second I'm just like, yeah, I'll have more fun if I just get a bunch of different silver. and a little bit of platinum as opposed to a, you know, little chunk of gold. But anyway, that is it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Anyone who likes stacking and watching videos like this, I'm sure you've enjoyed it. If you like knives and you don't care about this kind of stuff, or you just like lighters, you're just waiting for another story time video, thanks for at least, you know, checking out the video anyway. You never know what you're gonna like. One of the biggest joys I get on YouTube is people sending messages like, hey, I had no idea I was gonna love, you know, insert here, whatever hobby, until I saw your videos, you know. I didn't care about knives, then I started watching your videos randomly, and now I'm a knife collector. I didn't care about Zippos, now I'm a Zippo collector. Hey Jeff, I never really looked at precious metals as some kind of investment for my future. I have a ton of people who send me messages thanking me, like, hey, now I stack. I stack for my family, I stack for the future. That really brings me a ton of joy. Like, I really can't express enough how cool that is to me. That some people out there who may have been throwing money, not really throwing money away, but maybe they're spending it on cool stuff that they didn't really care about long term, but now they have like a forced savings account. That could be life changing for people. And that really does bring me a lot of personal joy. So that's why I still make videos like this. Not only is it my hobby and I enjoy it, and that's what I've always done here on YouTube, is just share my hobbies, but to actually be able to help some people, that is like a huge bonus for me. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.